Day 9:15. Going for a walk. Oh my gosh, when I go outside, it just feels so incredible. It just feels so much peace. Like, I just feel so much God when I go outside. This is such a strange journey that I'm on right now. This is one of the strangest weeks of my life. So yesterday, as I was driving back from the coffee shop and just surrendering to God, like, someone messaged me on Instagram out of nowhere saying she saw my post in a group and wanted to talk about purpose. And I was like, oh, there's the client. There's some hope right there. And so I just got on the call with her, and she wanted to talk about like how we could partner or something. She didn't want to do a call to find her purpose. And as soon as I got that, like, she's trying to figure out how she can partner or contribute to what I'm doing or whatever it was, there's immediately like this this disappointment, this discouragement, like, oh my gosh, I thought this was going to be the client. This was my only hope. Like, it was the only path that I could see to paying rent. The path to paying rent. Yeah, it's the only path I could see. And found out within a few minutes that nope. And so we talked talked about helping believers and all that. And, I spoke some life into her, and she said something interesting because I told her about, this thing with church. And she said, pastors need help with, helping the people in their church grow and transform, because that's not their gift. Like, they're speakers, they're pastors, but they need help with the personal development side. And that's what you're doing. And I was like, oh yeah, that's a really good point. Like, that's a really good point. And, just thinking about it and then just helping her because she's a coach, and just speaking life into her, and just got off the call and just sat there and let the emotions come. There's some fear, some anxiety, and some stress. And I have this picture right above my computer where it's Jesus kneeling down on the ocean. There's a wave to the right. The left is lightning and a pirate ship, and it's in a storm. And the picture just says, focus on me, not the storm. And he's reaching his hand out. And I just sat there and I just looked at him. And the fear and the anxiety started to go away. And it's just these thoughts of like, all right, I'm gonna have to call my landlord and just tell him, like, hey, I'm sorry, I don't have rent yet, and if you want me out of here, like, I totally understand. Like, I get it. Doesn't work, and it's not your problem. And just thinking about that, and it's like, hold on, Chris, like, it's not over yet. Like, this is like when God does his best work, when there's no hope, when there's no solution in sight, when there's no plan in place. Like, this is where God shows up the most. Like, this is where, when God shows up, no one can deny that it was God. No one can deny that it was a miracle, because you didn't get yourself out of it. He got you out of it. And you just got to focus on him and lean on him. And, man, it's scary. But at the same time, it's so freeing. And it's crazy. This week is such an adventure, because I feel like I've never felt more fear, and at the same time, peace. It's like this just wild ride, this roller coaster between fear and peace and fear and peace. And yeah, the peace is amazing. Like a God peace that I don't think I've ever really felt before. And the fear is intense, like a fear that I've never felt before. And it's just like, man, it's challenging to just focus on him, to just look at him and not the storm. It's hard to keep my eyes on him and not look at my bank account. Like, it's hard to keep my eyes on him and not look at my situation. like I got to get good at just zooming out and just seeing the bigger picture. And if he wants me out of here, I got to be okay with that. You know, I think my biggest fear is just the shame and the embarrassment and the judgment, you know. If I have to tell my roommate, like, hey, I'm so sorry, but I can't pay rent and you got to find another roommate because our landlord wants me out, like, you know, just the embarrassment and the shame with that and letting people down and just being disappointed in myself. Like, Chris, how'd you let it get to this? Like, how, man, you really failed. You really dropped the ball. Like, just like, yeah, just not feeling very good about myself. And so there's just a lot at play. And it's just like, I just gotta focus on him. It's like my mind already wants to give up and throw in the towel and be like, all right, that was my last chance. That was my last opportunity. Not the case at all. And I'm thinking, like, what desperate things can I come up with? Like, how can I get 3 people to pay $500 for something? Like, 3 people, $500. Like, what can I do? God, help me. And just like, I just desperately message everyone. Like, the last time I did that, message like 40 or 50 people, offered a month of coaching for $750, and not a single person did it, which was crazy. I was just like, wow. And so I'm just like, man, like, what can I do, God? Like, and then there's like, I go from that place of just this intense fear to this just total surrender. Like, and I think one of my biggest fears is that the money's not coming because I'm doing something wrong. Like, I'm screwing it up. There's a principle that I don't know about, and I'm not doing it, or I'm not reaching out to enough people, or I'm not doing this, or I'm not doing that. And like, I don't know, like, I'm afraid that I'm screwing it up, that I'm blocking the money from coming in. Like, I'm blocking it. It's my fault. Like, God's trying to give it to me and I'm doing something wrong where it can't come through. And so I'm very scared about that. Like, what if he has the rent money for me and I just haven't reached out to the right person yet, or I haven't sent enough messages yet, or like, it's in my power to do it, you know? And I'm like scared of that and worried that I'm the one screwing it up rather than he's the one that's allowing this to happen. And so I go back and forth, and it's just a crazy journey. And the thought of like me not paying rent and me having to move out, like, where the heck am I gonna move? Like, I can't even move anywhere if I don't have any money. And like, where am I gonna move? Like, I feel like my living situation right now is awesome. Like, I live in a nice place, in a nice area. It's close to church. Like I love where I'm living right now. Like, my room is also my studio to record videos and do Zoom calls, and it's like all set up perfectly. And so it's like, where would I go? I don't even have any money to go anywhere. Like, my car. Like, God, do you really want me to live in my car? Like, I mean, I will if you want me to, but is that what you want from me right now? Like, you're having me go all in on this position at church and still try to grow my business and do all these things. And like, is this part of my journey? Like, you want me to be homeless for a little bit? Like, you want me to live out of my car? Like, whew. And it's just being able to surrender to his will, like what he wants, what he needs me to go through for others. And, you know, my warriors and warriors of God are messaging, and they're just like, Chris, the level of faith you have right now is increasing my faith. It's amazing. It's incredible. You know, how much you're surrendering to him and how much you're trusting him. And it's just like, man, God is using me as a demonstration. And it's hard. It's scary. But it's giving them, it's increasing their faith. And God is using me to increase their faith, which is beautiful. And I don't want to be homeless. So, and I'm just like, there's just this level of disappointment in myself of like, have you not figured this out? Like, you've got all the skills and ability. Like, how do you have no money? How do you not have $1,500 to pay your rent? How do you not have $160 to pay your car insurance? How do you not have $180 to pay your car payment? Man, this trash truck is loud. And like, I think about things, you know, that I could do, like drive Uber, but I can't do that because my plates are expired and I can't get new tags on my plates because there's 4 parking tickets for street sweeping that I have to pay before they'll let me get new tags on my plates. So it's just like, I just feel like trapped. I just feel like, man, and it's so frustrating. I have this amazing, incredible, brilliant coaching program that I don't know how to sell. I don't know how to get people to buy it. Like, I just, and like the future that God has me walking into of, you know, doing this stuff for the church, like, I can see how it's going to lead to so much abundance. Like, I'm going to be able to create this program in the church to help the believers in the church find their purpose. And I know it's going to set the church on fire, and it's going to create this growth and this commitment and this community. And I'm going to be able to take that framework and go apply it to churches all around the world. And it's like God is fast forwarding me. I thought I was going to have to spend months and months building credibility before I could even be offered something like that. And God just skipped all that and it's like, here. And I know I need to steward that, and I'm excited to steward that, but there's no instant money in that. And it's like, long term, there's millions of dollars in that. You know, licensing this purpose program to churches where they can help their believers become warriors and find their purpose. And then once they do that, they can join Warriors of God. And there's like, it's just, there's so much abundance in the future and so much impact. It's just not immediate. It's not right now. And that's the scary part. So yeah. And then I just have to keep reminding myself, like, Chris, life is short compared to eternity, and what you do now is going to determine how you spend eternity. And like, this is calling me to have a deeper level of faith, a new level of faith. The last leap of my faith was like saying goodbye to Araceli, which was the hardest thing I've ever done. Like, it still hurts. It's still like, man, I want to talk to her every day. And so now this is like, okay, gotta trust God all the way. If the money doesn't show up, well, where are you gonna live? And then I think, like, watch some miracle happen and the money shows up somehow. And then I realize I spent all this time worrying and it was totally wasted. Wasted so much energy doubting God, wasting so much energy worrying and being scared, wasting so much time. And if I could have just lived with faith, like, it would have been a totally different experience. And so I'm just trying to step into that faith and just keep focusing on Him and looking at Him and just stay focused on that. And that's the roller coaster. When I focus on Jesus, peace, happiness, joy, trust. No matter what happens, God's got me. And then when I look away from him, fear, anxiety, stress, worry, doubt just overwhelms me. So it's like I'm in this battle from going from the highest high to the lowest low, to the highest high to the lowest low. And it's freaking crazy, but the ultimate benefit is that it's inspiring the warriors of God. It's inspiring them, it's increasing their faith, and which that's crazy because I didn't think it would. And I'm like, God, how can I lead these people? I can't even pay my rent. Like, why do you have me leading these people? And it's like, it's not, oh, perfect. The bank just emailed me about my car payment. My Zoom account doesn't work now. My insurance is, I think it's expiring tomorrow or lapsing tomorrow. My rent. It feels like it's all going to shit. Like, it feels like my entire life is collapsing. Like, it feels like God is just pulling the rug out from under my feet. Like, what the F? Sucks. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I know there's a testimony in this, a massive testimony that I will be sharing on stage one day and showing this video or another video. I just gotta trust him through the process. He's with me. He'll never leave me or forsake me. He's with me right now in my fear, in my struggle, in my doubt, in my worry, in my anxiety, in my overwhelm. Yeah. It's it's just scary when you feel like your whole world is falling apart. And all you could do is sit there and watch it crumble. And it's just like the crushing continues. And there's like more weight added and more weight added and more weight added. Like, and you can't see a way out. You don't see any hope. And all you can do is lean on God. Man. Oh, this is intense. So, I don't know what to do. Just turn to him even more. But I know I'll get through it. Like, whatever comes, I'll get through it. And I gotta be real, like, I'm the leader of warriors of God. Like, we're gonna fight battles. And especially me, like, it's gonna be battle after battle after battle. And this is another big battle for me. But I know there's a blessing in this battle. And so just have to remember that and stay focused on that. And as long as I can do that, like, then it'll be all right. But yeah, it's just, I just got to remember I'm going to be dead one day, and none of this is going to matter. And this is a testimony in the making. So, everything's it's just crazy. Like, I have the biggest opportunity of my life in front of me, and it feels like my life is crumbling all around me. Like, the greatest opportunity is right in front of me, and everything around me is crumbling. It's like, what? What? It's like God's removing everything, like he's pulling everything away. And now it's just like the basic need of shelter and food is a struggle. Thank God I'm fasting. So, yeah. Move, little bug. But I'm glad I'm not that little guy. But you know what? He doesn't have to worry about rent or his car payment or his insurance or how he's going to make money. He just gets to fly around and be a bug and do his thing. There he goes. So, yeah. Just, yeah. Either way, there's comfort in knowing that this is a testimony, and no matter what happens, there will be a massive blessing and breakthrough that comes from it. So, just gotta surrender. Surrender, surrender, surrender. Might not go how I want it to go, but it's gonna go the way I need it to go. Man. Just so weird to have the greatest opportunity right in front of me, and my whole life feels like it's crumbling around me. Just like, what? So